I flew the number 3 position right wing, so I'm always to the right side of the commander leader. I would tell my husband, you know, it's because I'm always right. He'd laugh sometimes. And then in the trail formation, which you see over here on the right, I'm 3rd from the top. I would argue that was my Achilles heel, that formation. It was the one where we accepted the most risk, and it was the one that I had to work the hardest on. But what's interesting about this picture is what you don't see is the 125 enlisted support personnel that are behind this team, right? Public affairs, maintenance, logistics. I used to say that I worked really hard for 30 minutes in an air show, but the other 23 hours and 30 minutes of the day, I had 100+ people out there 24/7 making this show go on. Trust. As a fighter pilot in the Air Force in a combat squadron, I always pre-flighted my own aircraft, walk around, take a look at it, make sure it's safe to fly. As a Thunderbird pilot, you never pre-flight your aircraft. I couldn't even tell you probably right now how to pre-flight an F-16. My crew chiefs did that for me. And I trusted them to know their jobs. I'm not a crew chief. I ain't gonna be able to fix the plane or refuel it. And they weren't a pilot. They weren't gonna be able to get up there and do it. But this idea that we each had a role, this idea that we trusted each other to be subject matter experts, and more importantly, this idea that we didn't go fly in somebody else's lane. You don't just go fly in somebody else's lane, man. It's uncool, right? You don't go telling other people to do their jobs. Your goal is to be the best you can be. Nobody else could fly the right wing position. People often ask, do you have backup pilots? No, we don't. People often ask, you flew the right wing, can you fly the left wing? Absolutely not. The difference between flying on the left wing and the right wing is the difference of night and day. Whether the formation is moving and rolling and changing into you or rolling away from you is gonna adjust the amount of stick and throttle. The same maneuver required distinctly different skill sets from each distinct position. It's the same in SunTrust. It's the same thing in your organization. You must be the best at your position. You must trust up front that your teammates are doing the same. Because an air show with just one Thunderbird plane doing loops to music is just not that cool. It's not that impactful. It's all of those positions coming together to make it happen. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I miss it. And it's interesting, I show this on purpose because this was the maneuver that was my hardest, my Achilles heel. I don't know that I ever perfected it. I'm just gonna stand up here and be that vulnerable in front of you. And it's important for me to put this video up here, right? Because when we trained as a team, each pilot had a maneuver that was their Achilles heel. During training season, and I'm not kidding, we did this maneuver, the trail to diamond roll, 100 times in a row for me, until I got it right for my position. And the very next day, we would go out and do a different maneuver 100 times in a row for the left wingman, for his Achilles heel. We didn't judge. We didn't say, I could do your job better. We didn't say, I'm so much better than you at this, I don't need help. We asked for help, we repeated it, and we did what our teammates needed until they got up to speed to make this safe. The other thing that's really interesting is people say it must be so easy, it looks so smooth and graceful. The airplane must be on autopilot. Whoa, I can assure you, it is not on autopilot. Everything we're doing is about movements in the stick and in the throttles, our eyeballs, and listening to our leader who is taking us through the maneuver. In that maneuver you just saw, it's not just one smooth thing, it's 1,000 micro movements and 1,000 micro decisions being made by 4 different people, all working towards the same goal.